Hello, I am Max Roper.
And I'm Harry Whittle. Today we're going to be talking to you about Weeping Woods that we've produced.
The way that our film challenges the conventional features of thrillers is that, well, it kind of enhances them in a way, if anything, as we have a boy alone in the woods, like quite vulnerable, doesn't know what's going on, when he hears noises in the like background and everything. So also the fact that when the masked villain goes up to him, you only see his face for a split second, so you don't really have a great understanding of who he is and what he's about, and yeah, so you don't know what he's capable of in the rest of the film.
Often thrillers contain things such as narrative hook and a key incident or scene at the start, and ours certainly involves an incident at the start of the film from which the rest of the story builds on, and it certainly leaves the audience wondering what's happened, what's going to happen next. It creates a sense of mystery, and like Max said, we only show our villain for a split second, so there's a lot more mystery as to who that person is and what that person's intentions are.
Thrillers frequently use low-key lighting and atmospheric, non-diegetic music for dramatic effect. And the way that our thriller uses non-diegetic music is that we looked at the music from John Carpenter, who's most commonly known for his music in The Thing, which is quite very how do you describe that music?
Freaky.
Freaky, like church chimes and
Very singular notes that stand alone but don't sort of match up together.
which creates like tension. So it's not like a fast beat. So like something's about to happen. It's quite singular, so you don't know what is about to happen, which creates unknown. Like the audience who are watching it will not know what's about to happen. If someone's about to jump out, someone's about to fall, you just got to keep hooked onto the film, which our film does.
Thrillers, particularly those whose narrative focus on crime, present audience with a key prop which is central to the story, whereas ours doesn't really feature that. However, the gas mask that our villain is wearing is quite crucial to the story because we get to view inside of it, but it also is key because we want to know who that person is, and it's pretty much saying it draws a lot of attention to him.
The way that our thriller uses point of view shots is that when the boy is looking around because he thinks he's seen something or heard something, and then twig snaps and you could see his face quickly turn, which is when he picks up his stuff and leaves quite quickly because he's worried about obviously what is in the woods, and yeah, that's how we use point of view shots to show the fear and shock in his face.
Thrillers often use urban settings, however we decided for ours, because we were aiming for more of a horror thriller, that we wanted to use the woods because of the isolation that the woods has and the lack of surroundings. We realised that if we were to film it in urban, it would be surrounded by a lot of people and there would be accessible help, whereas in the woods it's very unlikely that you're going to meet someone else in there. It's very isolated, and it stops the person that's getting attacked from receiving instant help.
A stereotype that we use in our thriller is that we have a masked villain, so you don't know what is underneath the mask, why he's wearing the mask, whether it's scars or just to keep his identity secret. And another stereotype would be that it is in the middle of the woods, which is commonly known for, like, you can't hear, and like people from the outside woods cannot hear what's going on inside, and there's very small amounts of people in the woods, so there would be no witnesses unless you was in a group to a crime that took place. And the characters that feature in our thriller movie at the very start is a boy who likes to take pictures, which is like most teenagers nowadays, quite alone, and tend to go out by themselves just to take pictures, because a lot of teenagers nowadays do like photography a lot, which is why we chose the boy to be in the woods taking photos, because it represents popular social groups nowadays.
The age and the gender and physical appearance of our victim is very much of today's average teenager. It shows quite young, quite quite scruffy. Apologies. And the physical appearance is like he's not massively well built, and he's not so vulnerable as a child, but he's also not as capable as an adult would be in that situation. So it allows for a real sense of fear and a real sense of vulnerability towards the victim. In the beginning, we don't really see or know a lot about him or any of his relationships with other characters in the film. We just see that he is the victim and that the story may play around him.
The stereotypes we've used to allow the audience to make sense of this character in the first few minutes of the film is that, well, like I was saying earlier, he is a stereotype of your standard teenager. So teenagers nowadays watching this thriller would be able to relate to him as he's just out taking photos, minding his own business. And also, obviously, he gets a phone call from his mum just asking when he's back and what he's doing. So that's like a stereotype of a caring mother. Yeah.
As well as the victim in our opening scene, we also have the masked killer that we only see for a few minutes, and we also see a point of view shot from inside the mask. The use of the mask allows us to see that he's a professional killer, that he's done this before, and it also conceals his identity to show that he has some point of interest. In most thrillers, it's stereotypical that the enemy will wear a mask, although in some cases that's not correct. But such films as Friday the 13th, Jason obviously wears a mask. Other films? V for Vendetta, it also is used to conceal the identity, whether it be to actually hide the physical appearance from the world, or because they are hiding something such as scarring, trauma, or any other facial disfigurement.
Could you also say about how in thrillers it's not always the bad guys who use masks, just for the fact of saying something else. Okay, right. Also, in thrillers, it's not always the bad guys who do wear masks, such as Batman, Spider-Man, and other films like that, which contain a superhero to keep their secret identity secret from the people who. So obviously, to keep, because if the villain knows their actual identity, they will know about their family and that, which keeps their identity secret. Which is why, in thrillers, bad guys and good guys keep their identity secret.
Don't worry about it. I'll do the sound.
Then
Then we'll do the next section. Sound played a massive contribution to our film, and we were inspired by such music such as John Carpenter's music in The Thing, because he used very singular notes and it created such a freaky and creepy effect. It's contributed to ours because it has done that. It's created a creepy effect and has also shown tension and created a sense of danger when the music sort of gets a bit out of control and a bit louder. Our thriller is not really recognised as a high concept movie, and because it reflects a lot of other films, it's not going to be very much of a big budget due to not having many special effects, and quite a basic sort of but conventional story. So the sort of people that might release our film could be such as Twisted Pictures, because they release a lot of horror thriller stuff such as Saw and many other horror films. Whereas 20th Century Fox or Warner Bros. Would not be appropriate, as they distribute the major films such as Transformers and other things like that. Whereas our film, it does not really challenge them films in a way that we could be distributed by them.
Our primary target audience is people aged 15 and over, and those who enjoy sick films. The certificate we have chosen for our film is a 15. We've chosen this as we looked at the aspects of the BBFC for 15, 18 and 12 rated movies, and our aspects of our film are predominantly 15 rated, as we don't have high sexual contact in our film. We don't have blood everywhere in our film. We do have killings in our film, and it is quite spooky, which is why it's above a 12A even, and plus there is some swearing in the film, and yeah, basically we chosen the certificate to be a 15 as it is mainly 15 rated aspects of the film, and that we're predominantly targeting a male audience, even though females obviously more than welcome to watch it, as it is quite a gruesome. It will be quite a sick film. Like if it was like would come out in cinemas, would be by accompanied by Twisted Pictures or someone like that, which is why they do tend to focus towards a male audience, as they more like those sort of films than females. The other films and film genres our intended audience might be interested in would be horror films like Carrie, Mama. Have you seen that? Friday the 13th, V for Vendetta, and the film genres would be a horror thriller, which is what ours is. The decisions about audience are based on that the film we have made, the genre of it, and what the storyline is of a film similar to that had this type of audience, which is why we chose our target audience to be that type of audience.
Our film addresses our target audience by the fact that it is part of more of a subgenre that is horror thriller, which only a small minority of people enjoy. However, the depiction of violence, the brutality, and the mystery in the film is really what addresses our audience, because those are the key aspects that people would like. To make sure that they'd watch it, obviously we would produce a trailer and show posters of what sort of things to expect in the film, such as, dark lighting, mysterious figures, and the setting of the woods, just to show what sort of things are involved in this film, just to draw people in and make people enjoy it. These decisions are based on inspirations from other films, such as Friday the 13th. That played a major part, as it contained a masked character and a group of teenagers that went out into the woods and were hunted down one by one. We know that what we have produced for our audience is appropriate because we've confirmed it with the British Board of Film Classification and through personal opinion and other people's opinions, just to make sure that we're not showing anything that shouldn't be shown in our 15 and over rating.